Back to normal. Back to a regular periscope. So much for the HD scope. We tried to do HD, but the bandwidth just didn't want to cooperate with us. So you're back to a normal, what are we doing right now? Jeez, low quality scope, not a 720p. We had 720p earlier, hi Brian, but I just couldn't get the bandwidth needed. It kept crashing. Yeah, it was just too much bandwidth. It was really pretty, but it was just sucking down too many resources. Now you guys can connect, yeah, now you can chat and do everything. Yeah, maybe next year when 5G comes out. Betascope isn't working on this update with OBS. I'm not using OBS, I was using something else. They won't sell through us. I actually use Periscope, not Betascope when I do producer, because Betascope doesn't do location services. Hey guys, lunch today, I actually already grabbed a chicken sandwich at McDonald's. It was really good because I didn't really have breakfast and I was really hungry. So I just grabbed a quick chicken sandwich. Hey Pablo, how you been? And the French fries were so good. I mean, they were just like burning my fingers right out of the fire. Yeah, chicken sandwich at McDonald's. Up here at the peak, there's a McDonald's where all the old ladies know me. It is a little bit hazy. It's not as bad as yesterday. It's going to get cold. No Ebby burgers today. There are a lot of buildings. Busy with school. Bummer. Well, we're here. We're back. Showing you the sights. I am using, this is a Betascope, not the Periscope. We were using Periscope earlier for the producer. I thought really hard about fish and chips today, but the problem was I was really, really flipping hungry. This is like, it would be like 2 hours before I could get down on my hike to get a fish and chips. So I was like, screw it. Let's just get a burger here. Yes, McDonald's. I'm not paying for Switcher Pro. That's like $20 US a month, $240 a year. It's just mental. Just mental. Now, if it was a one-off cost, like $50 US, I'd pay that. But to pay $20 a month to lease an app, it's just, somebody doesn't know what they're doing, business-wise. A lot of people just abandon that platform. It's a beautiful app. I actually thought about writing it myself and then selling it for $50 US. I don't know, lunch today I already had was McDonald's. I just grabbed a sandwich. I was really hungry. I might get a second lunch later. We'll see how I feel when I come down the mountain. Lots of ferries going out today. It's the Macau ferry departing. You can use Live Air Solo. We had burgers for lunch yesterday. Noodles maybe. But I promised I'd have noodles with Raven soon. Sorry. She wanted noodles today, but I was getting up here really late. Happy birthday. Yeah, lottery numbers. They've got 2 digits in them. That's all we can tell you. Cruise ships, yeah, we have cruise ships every single day, actually. We had a couple of Carnival cruise ships in 2 days ago. I think they've departed. But I'll show you some cruise ships in just a minute when we get over to the next viewing platform is right over here. But yeah, we've had the Queen Mary come through, or the QE2 and the QM2, I guess. Whatever those big ones are from Cunard. And we have the Carnival come through here. There's 2 cruise ship docks. Hey, how's it going, Tatan? This is one cruise ship dock. And you can see there is a cruise ship. That's actually a local cruise ship that just sort of basically for gambling and parties. And the other cruise ship dock is up over there. That's the old Hong Kong airport. And that holds the big ones. The really big cruise ships will dock there. And actually, sometimes U.S. Navy warships dock over there as well. Let's go over to the view. Protests are not over by a long stretch. There's actually one scheduled for tonight. Yeah, Hong Kong Hermit gets right in the mix, yells at them in Cantonese, and gets tear gassed. I think he got pepper sprayed the other day. I haven't chatted with him in a couple days. But he likes mixing it up with all the protests. And there are going to be some heavy ones now that the Beijing has come out with their ruling on what is and is not allowed in Hong Kong. So one of the downsides now of being like a VIP is that you have to meet certain minimums for your scopes. So like my scopes need to have 2,000 viewers on average to continue qualified for gold VIP status. Someone that nobody likes wins the election. That's my prediction. There are more people on the Kowloon side. It is lovely up here, isn't it, Caitlin? This is Hong Kong. You are in the People's Republic of China. I am up here on Lugard Road, looking down on the city. There are a lot of people over in Jordan and other parts. Hey, New York. I've lived in New York City, and my parents are from upstate. Way upstate. Like, as far upstate as possible. 2 hours, okay. Yeah, it's going to be a rough election here. It's only a matter of time before it gets really violent. They're from New York City, not from New York City. It does look like a painting. So let's show you what we're looking at here. Actually, the pretty ones are over here. So this is the Bank of China. Next to the Bank of China is Citibank. And this is the Bank of America. Let's zoom in a little bit. I'm standing on Lugard Road, high above the peak. No earthquakes here. This here is HSBC, and next to it is Standard & Chartered. Chase has an operation here, but none of it. This is Bank of America, JP Morgan. This is the convention center. It's supposed to look like a turtle going back into the sea. I am on the peak. And this is Jardine's house. The Jardine Group I think they had revenue of $45 billion US last year. Hong Kong Stock Exchange. This big one here is the IFC. And Batman jumped off that. And the Dark Knight begins. I met a girl, fell in love, followed her to Hong Kong. So let's go walk through the jungle as we make our way home. Maybe we'll see that pig that we saw yesterday. If you guys watched my scope yesterday, go to about the 27th minute, about minute 27, when I basically walk into a wild pig. That was a bit insane. It was a big one too. Like a tiny little part of San Francisco. We have more skyscrapers here than any other city in the world by most conventional definitions of what is a skyscraper. My half plus 7 rule is 32, so if I was to take a mistress, she would have to be 32 for it to be considered socially acceptable. Emotionally, I'm 12, or so I've been told by my wife many times. Yeah, I don't want to see any cobras. Great, I just got bit by a mosquito again. ISD International Finance Center. I will probably not cover the protests. Hong Kong Hermit does a much better job. He gets right in the mix. He gets pepper sprayed. If I'm in the area, I'll show it, but I won't go like actively out and seek it out. I think it's going to get pretty nasty. Today it's about 23 Celsius. That's about 74 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to drop. Thursday it's going to get really cold. It's going to drop to about 20 Celsius, which is about 68 Fahrenheit. So the wife had me get out her winter coat. Now, as I've said, this is a road, Lugard Road, and occasionally a vehicle comes down the road, like this dumbass. All right, I'm going to go around this guy. Nope, we're going backwards. This is fun. Watch him hit them. Oh. They are not having a good time. Did you hear the fence get rammed? Guy? Oh, done it. Uh-oh. Ah. Tail light. Now's your chance. He made the big mistake of going this way down the path. He should have come the other way. It's technically a road. This is Lugard Road, L-U-G-A-R-D Road. And I know. The fire department actually has a special fire truck they bought from Japan. It looks kind of like a clown car. And the police department has special tiny little cars and tiny little fire trucks, and usually motorcycles, that they use to service this road. So sometimes you hear this little clown car siren, wee-oo, 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 and you turn around and there's this like little tiny car with red lights flashing coming down the road. Why does it look blurry? Have you been drinking? No. I don't know. Maybe it's just the connection. Yeah, it's pretty mental. People are like, can you drift on this road? I'm like, yeah, drift to death. I just saw that guy couldn't even go around the corner. I think he's mental to be driving, honestly, because there's nowhere to go from where he's at right now. Puppies. Hello, puppies. Hey, Taiwan, how's it going? More puppies. Many people in Taiwan are watching closely what's happening here in Hong Kong, as the promise of one country, two systems is not quite playing out like most people expected it would, and a lot of people in Taiwan are watching with great interest, as that's been the promise made by China for many, many years, that we could have one country, two systems, and Taiwan could retain its autonomy, but they made that promise to Hong Kong. It isn't quite there. Video's gone soft. You've got a pretty good feed. Not sure why that is. Maybe your connection. Actually, it's even pretty dangerous on a motorcycle or a bike here because there's so many blind curves. You go around. Low resolution. It goes up and down. You know, right now it's at 127 pixels. That's really pretty low. But we've got a pretty good signal. It should jack back up. Scopes go up and down. Don't know why it's just staying down. Let's see what we got over here. Hey Dean, how's it going? Hong Kong has 6,000 troops from the People's Liberation Army, the Red Army of China, garrisoned here in the city. Hong Kong does not have its own military. It used to have a group called the Hong Kong Volunteers, which were a British auxiliary military unit, though they did fight rather bravely in World War II, defending the city against the Japanese. But the Hong Kong Volunteers were disbanded when the city reverted to Chinese control. In fact, up until a few years ago, Hong Kong citizens were not even allowed to serve in the Chinese army. I think you could probably count on a couple hands the number of Hong Kong nationals who have served in the Chinese army. In fact, there's probably more who served in the British Army than there are that served in the Chinese Army. There are not riots going on at the moment. It's lunchtime. However, tonight there's expected to be a protest march, and it could get ugly again. there's definitely a core element that wishes to provoke and push the authorities. And there's also a group of the authorities who'd like to push at them. Yeah, Hong Kongers are not really outdoorsy kind of people, you know, go camping, hunting, hiking kind of stuff. Hong Kong Hermit is a periscoper who covers all the protests. He doesn't really scope with us like, he doesn't do like scenic views or street walks, but he does go out and protest and periscope all the big protests. Wall between U.S. and China. Yeah, well, Donald Trump is going to have his own radio show to talk about that for the next couple of years, I think. Oh, to check the boar. Yeah, it was about minute 27 on my scope yesterday, walking down the hill, when the wild boar jumped out at us. It kind of freaked us out. I put a picture of it on my Twitter, Penguin6. You can see the picture of the pig on my Twitter, Penguin6, from yesterday's Periscope. Excuse me. There we go. So what do you think? Should I buy a gimbal? That's been the big question this week. Should I buy a gimbal so I can keep my hands steady while filming? It's about $300 US. It's on my Amazon wish list if you go to my profile. I don't know, the problem with a gimbal is that everybody would know I'm filming them and then kind of be like, ugh. I do have a pretty steady arm. People ask me somebody asked me yesterday if I could make a video showing how I do my periscopes, because they found mine to be very steady. John Ho has a gimbal. It's not the same one. The one I'd get would be the DJI Osmo. So you guys want me to get some noodles or something? Maybe we could get some noodles. A quick second lunch. What do you guys think? Let's go see how the noodle place is. Noodles, noodles. The only option... Uh-oh. What the hell was that? No, it's a squirrel. Not a pig. We do have squirrels. They're not as fluffy and meaty as the squirrels in America, though. 'Cause I'm free. So yesterday I was driving past the Ledgeco, and RTHK3, the English radio station, is playing Soup Dragons, I'm Free. So on the same day that Beijing basically cracked down on Hong Kong, the local radio station's playing I'm Free by the Soup Dragons, and I'm driving past the Ledgeco. It was a very surreal moment, and I've been singing that song ever since. 'Cause I'm free to do what I want any old time. I'll show you the post office box. So this is, oh, here comes another car off this road. So this mailbox, there are wild pigs on this mountain? Yeah, take a look at my Twitter from yesterday. I put a photo of yesterday while periscoping. I almost stepped on a wild pig. So this is a QE2 mailbox. This is one of the 70 or 50 to 70 odd British mailboxes that remains in Hong Kong. The government says these are a corrupting influence on the youth, and they lead to confusion. They've actually claimed they're going to remove all the royal seals from Hong Kong post office boxes that have the Queen, so as not to confuse stuff. Well, they're historic. There's actually, I think there used to be a Queen Victoria mailbox somewhere here. Not sure where it is now. Yeah. When I was working on Capitol Hill, to change the name of a government agency cost about $3 million US. Why? They had to reprint every piece of stationery. So, looks like a bride. A lot of brides do wedding shoots up here. Okay guys, who wants noodles?